What do an old Republican, Batfleck, and the worst actress in the Godfather trilogy have in common? Find out. It's Jet Theory Radio. Live from the ATX, welcome to Jet Theory Radio. This is episode number 14. I am David, but you may know me better as the one they call Jetter. I want to thank you for tuning in and giving your ear here to us today. As always, the man to my left, Mr. Gale Murrin.
The Shady Justice. Clearly going to be Jetter's voice of reason this episode.
He thinks so, but I've got a wild dog here because he does not like my pick that I have for the battle that we're going to be discussing today, where we try to figure out who the best actor turned director is. We are also going to be talking about some Korean culture here in Austin, as well as touch a little bit about the Moontower Comedy Festival that just ended here to us last night, to you probably a week or two ago, depending on when this actually airs. I think it'd be about a week and a half old by the time it gets there. But joining us today is Sydney.
Hiya.
How you doing, Sid?
I'm doing very, very well. How about yourself, sir?
Doing great. Sorry for having you sit on the same side of the bar as the bearded one over there, but I hope it's the new seats that we have there are well worth it.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I get to have my sake. Got a little Johnny Walker over there. I'm fine.
Mm-hmm. It's good all around. I'm downing a little bit of the Surge here, powering it up.
Lame.
Surge fan.
Surge! Beating the rush. All right.
Oh, wow. You're
Well,
special.
would you rather me just yell Surge into your ears right now? I'm pretty sure people listening probably won't like that. And, well, I do it right now just to you, just so it annoys and bleeds your ears a little bit. But, you know.
Maybe they will like it.
Alrighty. Well, I tell you what, let's just get right in talking a little bit. Sydney, now you are a big fan, and this is weird because when I first met you, which we're going on like what, 6.5, 7-ish years ago?
Almost 7 years. It'll be 7 years this September.
7 years in September.
Can Facebook confirm that? Because it's not real if it's not Facebook.
Facebook will be about a month off, I believe.
Yes.
Because I wasn't sure. So Jetter and I,
Mm-hmm.
I had to
We
go
weren't
back.
sure about him at first.
Well, actually, no.
Who really is?
Yeah.
True.
We bonded pretty easily. We both started at the same place together. Got hired at the same time. I just started like a week ahead of you.
Yep.
Because I said fuck this to the job I had before.
Yep.
And so anyway, it was my first big girl job. I didn't know how social media actually works, and if should I do it? Should I not be friends with people at my job? I think Jetter would be my first coworker that I had added, as far as that place is concerned. So yeah, it would be about a month off because I was just totally unsure how the rules of professionalism worked, and obviously
Nowadays, you pretty much can just be Facebook or Instagram or Twitter followers like right away.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
that's a very interesting because I'm actually in my current job, I'm not friends with that.
Well,
my
you're also-
previous job, which going back over 9 years, so I've been in this current job for a long time. But I was, but it was more of a bar atmosphere.
yeah, it's
So it's
social.
It was a social atmosphere in and of itself. This one isn't.
Yeah.
And
And you're also the boss man. So
I'm also the boss man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one wants to be friends with the boss man. When the boss man or woman forces you to friend them, it's kind of awkward.
That is kind
Yeah.
of weird. I wouldn't force anybody to like. And I also wouldn't want them just liking my statuses just to like them. Like, I could feel like that'd be a way to try to get promoted and
Yeah.
stuff. I was like, no, I'm just not.
I like the kissing up, but like my ego appreciates this, but you shouldn't be doing that.
Also, it feels stalkerish.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And when you're like, oh, I'm feeling sick the next day after like some big event where you've got pictures galore of you just chugging away.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that kind of doesn't look good.
All right.
So, yeah,
what
it's
let's
been-
talk about.
We were just talking about how we met and social media and all that fun stuff. Yeah, when I first met you, I would not expect you having like being such a big fan of Korean culture the way you are.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's in the Midwest where an Asian person is far and few in between. They're more rare and precious than a Native American. You would seem crazy or weird to have an appreciation for a culture like that outside of your own. And so while I was big into K-pop and J-pop and Asian entertainment in itself, East Asian entertainment, it wasn't something I talked about a lot because no one else was going to be in it. Why should I bore people? That's kind of how I felt.
But now, like, so you're not just a fan of like the music and stuff like that. You also speak some Korean.
I do. I speak a very little Korean. 안녕하세요. 윤소미입니다. Basically, I just said, hello, my name is Yoon So-mi, or So-mi Yoon. That is my Korean name given to me by a Korean girl who became one of my good friends back in college. So it was really awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So have you ever been to Korea yet? I don't think.
No. So the big thing is next year. This is my plan. I want to do a 3-week tour of East Asian countries, and Korea, Seoul specifically, will be on that, and that will probably be 2 or 3 days of that 3-week period. So,
That'd be, you sort of got to get there fast, maybe, because you don't know if war's going to break out.
I don't know what's going to happen. Yes. Well, actually, so that kind of brings up a good point. In Western media, we Trump up, a lot of things that are going on in the Korean Peninsula, but they're so used to it, North and South Korea, that the threats are pretty much empty threats. There has been a couple of years ago, North Korea did sink a naval boat, South Korean naval boat, which killed a couple of officers there, which is pretty damn sad. But it's kind of an everyday thing for them. And so it's not a big deal. Now, if once South Koreans, like legit South Koreans in South Korea, start freaking out, then we should freak out. But these, we're going to fire a missile after the 85th birthday, whatever. What was
the
recently.
Anniversary of Un?
Not Un. Un is now. Is Kim Jong-un,
Il.
Kim Jong-il,
Yeah.
and Kim Jong... Oh, snap, I forgot. Anyway... Basically, the father of North Korea and basically the guy who started everything in 1950. They were celebrating basically the separation and everything else like that, if I can remember correctly.
Now, in that case, then that makes me wonder when you talk about Korean culture, is it just North Korea? Is it just South Korea? Is
Just
it like
South
all
Korea.
just South Korea? Okay.
Considering how North Korea is an isolated country and to even bring in other countries' entertainment, like for a North Korean, if they are found with South Korean drama, like on a disc or something like that, they will be sent to a labor camp.
Wow.
So there's nothing really coming in and out of there, and if there is, it's on a super down low. So everything I talk about when I say Korea this, Korea that, is all related to South Korea. Yeah.
Now, if I remember right, now that I think about it, I'm trying to remember when I first heard you being a fan of Korean culture, and I think it was when what's his name? Psy came out, and like that was something you were like, it's fine.
Yes.
K-pop, but it's not the best of.
It's not the best of. Psy's Gangnam Style, I think, really opened the doors to Korean music here in the U.S. It made it mainstream, so to speak. But however, that song was out for like 2 months before it even hit the U.S.
Wow.
And it was a success there. And Psy is one of those entertainers. I call him entertainer because he does a lot of stuff, mostly rapping and singing. But it was kind of a parody of a neighborhood in Seoul, Korea. So he was making fun of his own people. And the comical sense of the video, I think, is what made it popular here. But when you think of your everyday K-pop, and I do mean like K-pop, not like just K-music, is not much like that. It's similar, but it's a little bit more to it than that.
So K-pop being like, the more popular music, is there any like offshoots like I think like Christian death metal? Like, is there any offshoot similar to that with
Absolutely. So K-pop really is the aspect of an ideal called idols. These are individuals that train within their entertainment company for like years, and then they are kind of manufactured, so to speak. They are taught to dance, they are taught to act, they are taught to speak without an accent. There's so much to that, and then they're bundled and packaged just right to show off to the rest of the country. That is really K-pop to me. But there are definitely other genres. There's K-hip hop. There is K-metal. I know a few of those. K-rap is a huge thing. They hip hop and rap is pretty big in Korea. And then there's also your more traditional Korean music, from like the Joseon Dynasty, like really going back centuries. But yeah, it's just like us. We have all these different types of genres. So do they.
Okay. I just didn't know like how prolific and how different it would be. Like
Very.
if it is that diverse, or because I don't know anything about it, so it's
exactly.
interesting.
It is super diverse, and from what I know or what I've heard, should I say, K-pop itself is actually kind of more directed to a younger audience, and I mean younger, like middle school, high schoolers, mostly female based. It's just infectious for those of us who are grown adults in the U.S. listening to it. But yeah, they have all these other genres that everyone else kind of listens to, the rest of the population of Korea.
Now, the other like popular aspects of culture being like food. I know you've made some very delicious Korean barbecue wings. That when we had a wing
Yes.
competition, I believe you were
I
taking home the W.
Win. I made gochujang wings, which is gochujang is a red pepper paste in Korea, and it's used in a lot of different recipes, and it gives it kind of a spice and an umami flavor. And so yeah, I did basically that style wings. So it kind of had like a little spicy, and I used rice syrup to make it a little sweet. So yeah, I won first place. I was pretty proud of that. I'm sorry, guys. The you two put up a valiant effort, but yeah.
I think my wings were just very like there was nothing special about them. They were just boneless with like a good hot sauce to them.
Yeah.
A lot of good like overall reviews. I remember of that. And Murray, you had the two sauces that you had had the recipes from
Way back when.
way back when. Did you? I forget if there was. Who won second and third at that thing?
I believe our good friend Alex, who's going to be on the show in a little bit, he won second place, I believe.
Yes,
What were his wings? I remember his
It
wings
was
being good.
Oh,
It was the whole wing, Ooh, and he fried it completely, and I want to say
it was like a pineapple or something like that, like a really kind of like sweet hot sauce.
Yes, it was almost a sweet sauce to it.
I can't remember.
I just knew
That's
they were
not
so
something
good.
I can look up.
Yeah. We'll ask him when we talk to him here in a couple of days. Yeah.
I just remember those were really good, and I was actually surprised that those did not win first place.
I'm just making a mental note here of what to talk to him about. Because I want to find out that recipe that he used. Because I just remember he came over, battered it really quick, fried them up, and then just put whatever that sauce was, and they were
so good. I ate more of those than I think any of the other wings we had. We had like over 8 entries and a shit ton of wings.
And they were all enjoyed.
Maybe you know what I'll do is I'll share a picture of the table of the wings on Jet Theory Radio's Facebook page, so our listeners can see how delicious they look.
And they were awesome.
Oh yeah.
And we also throw up the obviously your award-winning wings as well.
Oh yes, I would totally do that. Yeah.
Now I've also seen, like, speaking of pictures of food, I've seen you post a lot of like what you make and stuff like that.
Yes.
Korean food wise.
Yes.
Any particular specialties or anything that's like your favorite? Like, oh, I have to like have this at least once a week kind of thing.
Well, my favorite Korean food of all time is samgyeopsal, which is pork belly, just grilled pork belly, and then you make it like a gochujang dipping sauce, and it's really good. That's like one of my absolute favorite things. If you ever take me to a Korean barbecue place, that would be the only meat I eat. I love gabi, which is short ribs. I love bulgogi, which is a brisket. Sometimes brisket, sometimes is another cut of beef. There's chicken bulgogi, pork bulgogi, all that stuff. But samgyeopsal is my shiznit. My one thing that I gotten praise about was my kimchi jjigae, which is a kimchi stew. Jjigae pretty much means stew.
Okay.
And one of my good friends, Adrienne, which I'm going to give her a shout out right now, she absolutely loves it. And I actually had one of my Korean friends who is leaving, actually. She's leaving Austin, but her name is Hetty. And she said it reminded of her mom's. And to me, that's huge.
Yeah.
That is a huge
You get told that,
compliment.
hey, your something tastes like what my mom used to make. That's gold stars all around.
Exactly. So that is one of my favorite things to make because of the fact that it's just pretty good.
Now, are there a lot of, like, I know of, like, one spot-ish area where they have, like, the Korean, is it Korean place where we did the karaoke before here in Austin?
Yes. Actually, for my 30th birthday, we went to Austin Karaoke, which is a Korean style noraebang. Korean style karaoke room, which is pretty awesome. I like them. I actually think I like High Tunes a little bit better, which is a little bit further up north. Yeah, that's what.
And to give people listening an idea of this, it's a place where you go to, and it looks pretty much like a dental place or like a doctor's office kind of thing.
Yeah.
You walk in,
I
and
see
there's
that.
a service counter right there, and then they just have rooms going down a couple of hallways, and you just walk down the rooms, open up one of the room doors, and it's about the size of like a small bedroom, I would say.
Barely that, but yeah.
And with a bench going against
The walls.
the back 2/3 of the room.
Yeah.
Just a bench all along the walls, so that way you can sit down. They have a couple microphones right in the center of the table, and there's a TV in one corner. And that's where you'll see all the words, and all the music will come from that one corner and stuff like that. And you just go through, like, even the keyboard input for it is all in Korean.
Absolutely.
So you have to, like, be somewhat aware of what you're typing in.
Which is why one of the reasons why I like taking non-Koreans to High Tunes, because they do have an English keyboard for those who do not know the buttons. But you really only need like 5 buttons to work any karaoke machine there. So
And really, if anything, you just start hitting random buttons, a song will pop up, and you just start singing.
yeah, you'll find it eventually.
You just sort of go for it. Now, are there lots of other areas like that? Because it's pretty much like it's in the middle of a strip mall where it's got like the Korean grocery store and stuff like that. Is that the only area in Austin that has that, or are there
No,
other?
there's other pockets of Korean businesses here in Austin. A lot of Korean churches as well. There's a Korean Culture Center now that is further up on Lamar, just past Breaker Lane. But yeah, you'll find pockets of them. Basically, anytime you see Korean lettering, which is called hangul, you'll basically be able to. If there's one spot, if there's one establishment business, you'll find at least 2 or 3 more in that same area. They kind of tend to be together. It makes it easier for the Korean population too to just go to 1 or 2 places rather than going all through Austin, greater metro area, trying to find what they need to find.
It's like a Koreatown almost.
Yes, mini Korean towns like this, like little tiny beats.
I notice you're being a little bit
Super quiet.
over there, Marin. Do you not?
Do you not like Korean food?
Yeah.
I take you to Korean food.
Yeah, no, I enjoy Korean food. I'm also preparing for a battle.
Oh yes,
no.
he is. We're gonna get to that shortly, sir. So, but
I like the last minute research on his
Right.
part. That tells me he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, no, I know plenty. I'm
no.
just getting it ready.
yeah, we're gonna.
Sure.
I'm actually gonna throw in a little trash talk too, like Jetter.
Hey, we'll talk about that in here in a moment. There, I'm trying to think like other.
Other
So there's a
Korean
Korean Culture Center.
Yes.
What is there? Does it just give you a little bit of idea of what like is happening in Korean culture?
the Korean Culture Center is really. I've been there about twice now, and it's kind of an open. An open building basically for Koreans to host gatherings of different sorts.
Okay.
There's a couple of offices in there, but they're like just one big major room where they can have presentations, parties, things like that. It's not as established as what or informational as the Austin area culture center, the Asian American Culture Center here in Austin. Resource Center, something. Yeah, that's a little bit more better. It has a little bit better. It has a lot more information, classes, English second language classes, a library, as well as classrooms that you can rent out for any type of meeting spaces that you need. So, yeah.
And you said there's Korean churches.
Yes, there are Korean churches.
What, I guess, religion?
Majority Christian.
Okay.
There are a few Buddhists, Taoists, few of those, but primarily if you're practicing religion in Korea, it will be Christian. And so there's a Presbyterian church, I think off of Research, and a couple other general Christian ones, because me talk about religion is the last thing I need to be doing right now.
Yeah.
But basically they'll have services all in Korean, and they also offer a Korean school for the little ones, the little Korean American students, so that way they can start learning a little bit more about the Korean heritage, learn Korean language, things like that.
It seems just like an odd spot, like, oh, here in the middle of Texas, Korean culture, hey!
Yeah. Well, one of the awesome things about Austin is it's super diverse, right? Anywhere you look, you'll find anybody of any shade, orientation, status, anything. And the Austin area, while it's a growing Asian population. In fact, I think their numbers double almost every 12 years. And so, yeah, it's fast growing. Texas and Louisiana has a large Vietnamese population as well, which is why we could also always find awesome pho places. I love pho. So yeah, it's a need, which is why you're seeing it a lot more often in random spots. I mean, I think there's a Korean restaurant just up the street from you guys.
Is there?
Off of First Street, called like Seoul Garden District.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
Ah.
Yeah.
Food trip.
Yep. Exactly.
We're actually just going to stop the podcast, or do we just want to take the mics right now and just go check it out?
Live broadcasting. Let's go. Let's do it.
You'll hear a lot of nom, 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 nom.
Me working my chopstick skills.
There's also a giant Samsung plant
Yes.
out east.
Yes.
Yeah.
Off of Palmer, there is Samsung.
Yeah, and it's not small.
Yes.
It's a giant facility out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, and it's completely gated in. So there's like unlike Dell, where you can kind of like get into a parking lot and you're like, oops, I'm in the wrong spot. Samsung does not allow that. Does not. I accidentally went too far and I was like going to make a U-turn. The gate guard was like giving me the death stare. I'm like turning. I'm like, I'm sorry. I just want to leave. I'm sorry. And
I know I'm not supposed to be here. I'm getting away. I'm a really big fan of your phone.
Yeah, exactly. I love.
So what you're
Samsung.
saying is that if Jetter has a problem with his phone, don't take it directly to the factory.
Don't take it directly to the factory. Actually, I know two people who work there, and it's not what I think. I can't remember everything that goes on in that plant, but it's not directly related to the phone. Samsung in itself is a conglomerate in Korea. They have hospitals, they have restaurants, they have other small businesses, and so the technology bit that we see is just
It's
part
just a
of it.
small bit of it.
Right, right.
They're like would you say they're like the Walmart of Korea? They just have a little bit of everything.
Almost, yeah. That's one of the big things in Korea is, again, these giant conglomerates. Ooh, I can speak English. I swear I can. And so there'll be a lot of big businesses that own lots of different other small things. And so it means no different from here with Johnson & Johnson, P&G,
Yeah.
Pfizer.
GE, yeah.
Yeah.
We're in light bulbs. We're in television. We're in movies. We're in everything.
Yeah.
Okay. If it makes us a buck, we're in it.
Capitalism.
Now, how do you? We were talking a little bit earlier with like meetup groups and stuff like that. And
Yes.
there's specifically an all all Korean
Yes,
meetup group?
There's actually two meetup groups here. I'm not going to promote one. I'm going to promote the one that I'm currently an organizer of, which is All Things Korean ATX. And you'll find us on meetup.com. We are a group of about just under 400 members.
Wow.
About 12 of us are organizers, and so we constantly have events every week. We have a dance class, language classes. And this is coming from native speakers or fluent speakers. They teach everyone else on different levels Korean
Nice.
language. Korean cooking classes. We are heavily participants of South by here in Austin because we have a K-pop night out, which is a night dedicated during South by where we have all these artists from Korea come here and perform for us, as well as monthly K-pop night. There's K-pop night out, South by. K-pop night is our monthly thing, and so it's a dance party at one of the bars. We have a couple of DJs just spinning Korean music, and it's awesome.
Different bar each time?
Generally, we like to stay within Elysium, Karma, and occasionally we may have had to be at other places due to just scheduling. But yeah, that's generally where we stay downtown.
I keep seeing, like, especially when South by was going on, like, I know it's for you, it's well worth buying the ticket because there's so many different Korean groups that you want to see.
Yes.
That, if you just went individually, you'd be spending like what, 2-3 times as much if you didn't have the wristband.
Early in the week, it's about $10. Later in the week, you're spending about $30 or so. K-pop night out this year was a little bit of a cluster. And
Oh, you can curse. Call it what it is.
no,
This is explicit. Say.
I know it's explicit, but I don't want to directly
Okay, fair.
claim that the place that the Korean K-pop night out, the location.
She's trying not to say clusterfuck.
So anyway, people standing. So Badges gets in first, wristbands, and I get the wristband every year because it's $160, $70, whatever it is, and I go literally to 5 like every night. Every night I'm doing something.
Oh yeah.
But for those who are general admission, at first it was $20, then it was $25, then it was $30, and then at the end, like as they're letting people in, general admission people in, $35 cash only.
No.
So rather than worrying about that and then trying to have cash to buy merchandise, because a lot of these artists will bring their CDs or T-shirts or stuff like that, things that will cost you $60 to get from Amazon, you could pay $10 to get it now.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Take out all the shipping costs from. Well, I imagine they probably have
Imports.
like an American distributor. No.
no. Some do. Some
Okay.
do. Others do not. So you're paying custom charges and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. It's ridiculous to try to get some Korean products here. But yeah, so rather than worry about that, I get the wristband and I just make the most of it. I try to go to as many shows as possible and get my money's worth out of it. And really, K-pop night out gets me the most money. This year we had a group called Red Velvet, which is a extremely popular group in Korea. About 5-member all-female group. I can't say band because they're not really playing instruments.
Like a boy band, but all girls.
All girls, yes. Boy band and girl bands are very popular in K-pop music in Korea. We've had one of my favorite people, Yumi Ray. Her also name is Tasha. She's actually from Texas. She's half Korean, half African American, and so she was out here performing. And to be a biracial performer in Korea is huge because it's a homogeneous country, like basically all one race. And so to have a different race, especially that of African American or African in itself, to be part black out there is a big deal. And she kind of blazed a trail, her and another performer by the name of Insuni, but I'm not going to go into that. Anyway, she was out here with her husband, Junkin Tiger JK, and another hip-hop artist by the name of Busy. And their trio play hip-hop music, really good music, and they were out here. That was like... my eyes were bugging out of my head about that.
You're just like, I'm a fangirl. Yay!
Yes, I fangirl a lot during South by Week when I get to see all these artists. But yeah, just because I get to see those type of people, people that I will not be able to see unless I go to KCON, which is Korean convention in New York and LA every year. They get
Oh,
the
my.
big name people. It's a 3-day weekend, and for a platinum badge to see all the shows during that weekend is $800. Well, it was last year.
Whoa.
So you're spending $800 to get a platinum badge, right?
That's
Instead
just
of
the
pay for-
badge. That's not,
Well,
hotels.
that's-
It's not.
To be honest with you, that's looking now that I'm going to a festival soon. That's kind of for the VIP style.
Yes.
That's pretty regular.
Yeah, it's
They call it different things: platinum, VIP,
Yeah.
deluxe VIP. You know, whatever they want to call it. But that's right on.
yeah. And but
That's the going price for festival.
when you think about
Right.
that, and then you have to, as you were about to say, transportation, flying there,
Yeah.
hotel, food.
Although
all those things.
you can Airbnb it now, and that's probably going to be much cheaper
It's
than a
gonna be-
hotel.
But it's LA and New York.
Yeah. It's still.
Yeah. So yeah, to not spend that money and to see that week is awesome. One of the great things about Texas is because we have a large Korean population in Dallas and Houston, we're starting to see a lot more of these artists coming in throughout the year
Oh,
to
that's
do
nice.
individual shows. BTS, which is one of my bias, it's a 7-member boy band, and
7.
oh no, the largest one currently is 16 members.
What the heck?
But Japan actually breaks the record. There is a girl group that are AK-48, I think is something like that. But it's over 50 members. But they do all different things. There's some work at restaurants, some actually perform on shows, some perform on different shows. One's another touring group. So they technically have the largest member group to my knowledge. But no,
That's
8, 9, 11 members is pretty standard. You'll definitely 5 is the most common one, but yeah, you'll get these large groups. So this is a 7-member boy band, and they came out and they're doing their tour, and that was I missed it. I'm really sad about that, but yeah, we have that. Another group by the name of Shiny came out to Dallas. A co-ed group called The Card are coming out next month, or their tickets are going on sale next month, excuse me. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot more artists that are coming out here to do tours, not necessarily doing an American debut, which is, to me, pretty awesome, because I think some artists can make it in American pop music, but they have to be marketed right.
Yeah.
We can't even barely can get Asian American actors on TV shows. And so, try to get an
Yeah.
Asian American artist is going to be the hardest thing. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so they come over and do the U.S. tours, and so my group actually helps make sure to get the information out to those in Austin. Start planning trips, like carpooling to places and everything like that.
We're all going here anyway. Let's take a bus.
Exactly. So there's a lot going on in my group when it comes to making sure, just educating people on Korean culture, not just fetishize. Making it a fetish, because that's not really what we're about, and that is something I have to definitely make sure to point out. When people think other people, when people view people involved in like Japanese culture, they call them weeboos, which is kind of a derogatory term, so to speak, but it's those who really are into Japanese culture to the point where they want to be Japanese.
Where they have like the surgery for their eyes
Not
kind of
necessarily
thing?
surgery, but like they just like do everything Japanese style. Kind of think of it as we have something called wiggers.
Yeah.
Think of
Yep.
wiggers. And then there's people who do the same thing for Asian cultures. And so for Korea it's called Koreaboo. And that's not what we do. We love Korean culture, and we want to learn the language, and we want to educate others on that, but it's not a fetish for us. We're not getting off on it. It's just something we enjoy. It's no different than those who love comic books or movie heads, metal heads, anything else like that. It's just something that sparked our interest.
People who grow beards really long for whatever reason.
Yeah, like that's just weird.
Oh, he is paying attention. Oh, hi. Hi, hello.
And some of the other things we do too, I wanted to bring up, because this is something you experienced, is a Korean spa.
Yes. That was a fun time.
That was an absolutely fun time, and we actually need to go, and you need to come with us one day.
Okay, so what's the difference? Why is there a difference in a Korean spa versus any other spa?
So a Korean spa, there is nudity involved.
Okay.
Bathhouses.
Yes. So it's a giant, and it's separated by sex, but there's a giant bathhouse, and you're completely naked, and you're just relaxing in different pools of a different temperature of hot waters. There's a cold pool, there's a steam room, and then once you're done with that, you put on the spa uniform, and you can go out and then go to these different sauna rooms, get a massage. It's just a very relaxing and very bonding time with people. Also, at a Korean spa, you get a body scrub. Now, Conan O'Brien and Steven Yeun did a great job of demonstrating this, but to the point that it kind of scares dudes from doing this. But you're completely naked when an anjima or ajashi, an uncle, would scrub your entirely naked body down, like exfoliate everything. But you come out so soft, and it's wonderful. And it's actually quite relaxing once you get used to it. And so yeah, that's the difference. You don't just like, oh, I'm just gonna get a facial and I'm gonna be in this robe and get a mani pedi. No, it's
someone scrubs you down.
somebody scrubs you down, and it's something you don't have to get it. It's completely optional.
It's an extra feature. Like what were the other like pay features? Like upgrade kind of thing. I think like the mani pedi you were saying,
Yeah,
and then
you can get an actual massage, a full body massage. And they have like other color, like this. The one in Dallas has a few other like beauty things you can get done to you. But yeah, it's just I go for the bonding because you're there for 24 hours. Where you can't be. You sleep there overnight. They have a restaurant inside and the
restaurant full of Korean food and stuff. I mean, it's a good experience and it's good food. So
it's a definitely immersion type experience for people.
Well, I'm in on the massage alone.
Then you do it. Now, I'm not sure about the ajashis, the guy's bathhouse, but the ajamas, the aunties, and the women's bathhouses are in just bra and panties because they're dealing with water all day. So I don't know. I'm guessing the ajashis, the uncles that do the scrubs in the male's bathhouse have probably like trunks on, something like that.
I'm sure.
Like a Speedo.
It's like it's off to the side when you walk into the bathhouse, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody even like get one. It's just been spending time in the different varying pools because you can get there's a pool of like room temperature water. There's a hotter one, and then you have hotter than that, and then there's like a 60-degree one.
Yeah.
And I actually, strangely enough, enjoy stepping into the 60-degree one, and just like the first time I got in, it's like, oh my god, this is freezing, and you freak out a little bit. But then I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to get up to my neck in this water and just see how it feels. And it really does, like, once your body gets used to it, it's very relaxing. You just do some deep breathing, and it's almost like you can meditate there in the pool. Yeah. And it's nice and just.
It's, to me, Korean spas, it's not just a physical relaxation, it is a mental one because you generally won't have your cell phone with you. You can, after you get out of the bathhouses, you can totally have your cell phone with you. And you can be on the internet and if you want, but the fact that you could just unplug.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like I used to just whenever I go there, I just stick my phone in the locker and just let it stay in there. I'm like, just to break away from everything. My world right now is in these four walls with a giant slide. So I'm gonna just go down and slide.
So King Spa is the Korean spa in Dallas, and it does have a small water park-ish area where there's a slide, there's some pool, so you can wear your bathing suits in this section.
There's a bar in the pool.
There's a bar in the pool.
I'm in.
A bar upstairs.
But they limit you to just 3 drinks per day.
Yes.
That's fair.
Because they don't want you obviously getting like
wasted.
Toasted.
And then you're going to be in a hot sauna room. That is just a bad
combination. Yeah.
So they do limit you, but if you go there often and you talk to the bartenders, sometimes they'll make maybe your last drink a little bit stronger than the recipe calls for.
And whatever you end up getting throughout the whole 24 hours, they just bill you at the end of the day. So
Yep.
when you leave, that's when you pay for everything. So you don't have to carry a wallet around or anything like
Exactly.
that.
You have this little wristband that has your key to your locker, and then it's your portable wallet. So anytime you buy food, buy drinks, or buy the scrubs or massages, they'll just scan that little thing, and then at the end of the 24-hour period, there you have it. Sleeping there can be a little bit difficult though. They stay about 9 o'clock. They pull out these like thin pads because you sleep on the floor.
Or couch or if
there's a couple of
like
recliners.
Yeah, recliner if one's available.
And so there tends to be some not so good people who will grab like 10 of those and go find a corner and sleep on all 10 of the pads. And it's supposed to be one per person, so that kind of sucks. But
Yeah.
you go with somebody who's been there a lot, me, and there's basically this one quiet room that's just full of recliners.
You just get a spot there, pick it out early, and it's
There you go.
yeah.
So, but yeah, that's something we also do plan through all things Korean ATX. We do go to the spa at least 2 to 3 times a year, because it can be kind of cumbersome to drive up to Dallas and stay 24 hours. We try not to do it on a regular basis, make it like a special treat. And I could get us discounts because I've been there so many times.
Group discount.
Yep.
Nice.
And you guys also do roller skating Tuesdays, I see?
Yes, so Adrienne does that. She hosts this, and so we go to Austin Skate something, and yeah, it's adult skate night, and I forgot how much it is, but yeah, shoes and stuff like that.
Just a roller rink, and you just
roll around because we do a lot of social activities too that doesn't necessarily involve things with Koreans.
Yeah.
Korean food or Korean culture of any sort. We also do movie nights. I'm actually in a couple of weeks we'll be doing a LGBTQA themed movie night at my house, and so these are Korean movies that have a gay theme to them of some sort. So that's another thing. We used to do K-dramas as well, but to try to do that every week was a little difficult.
And have you guys done the escape rooms?
I think there's been one group that's done it, but we do plan on having another one. So again, it's a great friendship building group that you guys have a common interest.
Now, are there some rather good Korean horror movies?
Oh,
And by rather good, I mean like of the B movie variety.
I wouldn't even say B movie because these are the thing about Asian culture as a whole. Each country, to me, does something very, very well. I love Thai movies for their comedy. To me, they do comedy really, really well. Koreans do romantic comedies very, very well. Sometimes a little campy, sometimes a little cheesy, but they do it really well. But horror movies, everyone does very well. And they kind of mind fuck you. Because you don't know what the hell is going on. There's this one movie by the name of, I believe it's like The Two Sisters. I could be saying that incorrectly. Look it up. If you look up the best Korean horror movies, you're going to find a list, and this movie is going to be on there. It came out in 2003, and it's still on the best list of Korean horror movies. And I won't give all the plot and story away, but it's basically talks like these two sisters, and they just came out of the crazy house, and there's like this mystery about them. Their father's married to this other woman who's no longer, it's not their mom, and so you're thinking it's gonna go one way, and oh my god, we watched it at my house for Dia de los Muertos, and we're all just like, oh my god, it was this the whole entire time. Oh shit. Because it wasn't a jump scare. It wasn't gory necessarily.
It's more the mind fuck.
It was the mind fuck of it.
It's called A Tale of Two Sisters.
Exactly. That one's really good. The most recent one that came out that everyone loves is Train to Busan, which is on Netflix right now. Do it. Is one of the most popular actors in Korea, Gon Yu. He is in it, and it is a zombie movie.
Nice.
So you'll love this.
Oh yeah.
And basically, he is a person that's trying to take his daughter to Busan, from Seoul to Busan. And in the middle of this is a zombie apocalypse outbreak. And
I like it already.
it's really good. And of course, you have to have your traditional dick person in there. And you're like, just die, dude. Just fucking die. And fucking die until the very end, and then you're sad because of how he died fucks everything else up. So it's a really good movie. Definitely watch it. But there's so many more. Another good Korean movie that I think everyone should watch, and actually Spike Lee did a remake of it, was Old Boy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
That's
I
one
love
of
that movie.
The
Jetter hasn't seen it.
hasn't seen the original or the
original.
See the original. Original is
Yeah. Actually, I
Spike
don't even
Lee-
think I've seen the remake even.
Spike Lee did
Yeah.
a good job, but there's a lot of points, a lot of things that that was changed in that. And I'm not saying that he necessarily did; it could be the writers or whatever. The adaptation doesn't really give it too much justice, because there is a plot line that you have to have. There's it kind of motivates everyone else in all the actions that they do. And so, yeah, do that.
And I know the big twist of it, of the movie. So, yeah, that part's not ruined for me. But, yeah, I've seen a video where they went through and they compared the original to the remake, and they were just like, it loses it because it's such a change to the story that
Yes.
it just makes it,
And
well,
it's
why
still
even, like,
good.
redo it?
Yeah, it's still good in its own right. But I think I wouldn't even put it in relation to.
Old Boy, that's the fight scene from that? Is that the one that inspired Daredevil?
Yes.
The TV show, the Netflix one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
One
Old
shot
Boy.
and just you go crazy against
Yes.
a whole squad of people.
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies. Period.
Yeah. But yeah, Korean entertainment it's grown so much, and they do so much, and I mean there's definitely things that they can broaden their view on different items, but it's really good. I highly enjoy the dramas. They're like 16 up television. Can I get on that really quick? Just
Go
really
for it,
really
yeah.
quick.
Okay.
So Korean television, Korean dramas, right? Instead of unlike our seasons where a show could go on for 8, 10 seasons and it's like 26 episodes per season, and there's always a story within that, and then there's an overall tale that the whole entire show is trying to do. They don't do it that way. The nightly dramas are 16 to 24 episodes, shows twice a week, and it's just one entire story, like a long movie, so to speak. And
Broken up.
just broken up into episodes. And then at the end of that, that's done.
Yep. Series is over.
Series is over.
No
You're not
second
gonna get a
season
second.
or anything like
yeah.
that.
I mean, just like a lot of things, like a mini series more, where it's like a story that has an arc, and this is all we're going to go for, and then when it's done, it's done.
Yeah, and there's no real. I mean, there is some sequels out there, and it depends on the popularity of the show.
So what you're saying is they don't do a Lost where they just keep on trying to make it up as they go.
Right.
No,
Exactly.
Jetter loves it when I just hit Lost.
no, I don't care. Like yeah.
They have a story. They want to tell you the story, and that's all you're gonna get. And so that's one of the biggest appeals to me for watching K-dramas versus American bullshit. Don't get me wrong. There's quite a few American shows that I love to watch. But yeah.
But ones that lack like procedural ones like CSI or like Bones kind of thing.
Bones,
it's just
yeah. I love
fizzles a bit.
I love Scandal. I got into Scandal way later in life, like literally like end of last year. I started watching Scandal, and I'm on that. I was doing it. Dre's my husband. He was on the show a couple of weeks ago. We were doing a Netflix binge of Scandal, and then we have to stop. We haven't even finished season 3, and season 7 is currently playing. Why can't we finish season 3? Because the same shit keeps happening over and over again. We're done. We're done with
Yeah.
it.
After you've seen it once, it's like, okay, all his characters should be smarter than this and should be able to move forward. You're not. See ya.
Yeah, and that's one of the things about American dramas, American shows, is that sometimes the same thing has to keep
Yeah, it's
happening.
about advertising and money and not.
Yes.
Well, Gail, I thank you very much for finally stepping up to the mic. I think now are you warmed up? Are you ready?
I'm ready, Jenner.
Oh,
What are you ready for?
Battle time.
dun, 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 dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun, dun.
We got to get like some sort of like little music cue just to insert right in there,
No,
but
you
just
just-
to play right now and just.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
make
special
everyone
James
else-
beatbox. Battle time.
No. Just make everyone create their own battle music.
Little
all.
5 second.
All right, Sid, then what's your battle music?
Oh God, now you put me on the spot.
Yeah, you said it.
Finger waving.
She went creepy.
I did. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Was I not supposed to show the real me?
Oh. Okay, no.
Let her be her, Gail. Don't do that. You know.
I mean, we were talking about horror a second ago, so
Yeah.
it fits.
Wait, we're talking about horrors? Oh, horror.
I mean, also
horror.
Oh yeah.
Horrors or horror?
horror.
Still sounds like she's a horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
A person who does a horror.
We were talking about terrible movies of the. Grr. Arg.
On repeat.
Well, Mr. Murrin,
Also, your picks are horrible.
that's not even a word.
You're right.
You were right the first
I don't
couple
care.
syllables, but the last
I don't
one.
care.
But you know that was
Made
still
it
a
up for it 'cause
burn.
so
Well,
bad.
how about we just talk about what they are first, and then you can be all judgmental the way you're going to be.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. So for our battle today, we decided that we're going to pick the best actor who turned into a director.
And this has to be an established actor.
Yeah, they had to be established and known as an actor before they were a director. So you
Yes.
can't pick like Kevin Smith, who was Silent Bob in Clerks, because that was a movie he directed first,
Yes.
and he also acted first in
Yeah,
it. So
same thing like Spike Lee. Like I love Spike Lee as a director, but his only acting credits are mostly in his own movies that he directed. So
Yeah, it does take out a couple other
yeah,
very good
think like
directors.
M. Night Shyamalan.
I said very good directors. Better.
I was just giving examples.
Okay.
I wasn't following up with your thought. It says the man who was like professing his love for the movie Split. And,
It is.
Split is
He's got
actually
one
really
good thing
freaking
going
good movie,
for him.
though.
That's why he still has a job.
Okay. All right. So, with that in mind, with those caveats, let's take a look at what we picked. I picked probably an unexpected underdog. An
I don't
unexpected
think she's that
underdog.
unexpected.
Unexpected in my pick for it is something I don't think a lot of people would say, that they would pick this person out first.
I will agree with that.
And I went with Sofia Coppola. She was, as we said in the intro, probably the worst actress in the Godfather movie series.
Well, I
And
mean, her
she-
father was a director, so
So, you know, hey, well, I'll put my daughter in. Why not, you know? But it's, if you look at the history of it, anytime somebody mentions the movie, especially in the third one, because she was just a baby in the first
Yeah,
couple.
yeah.
But in the third one, her acting really brought out, like, what stood out being so bad against all the other great actors that were in that movie.
But the third one wasn't. I mean, well, the second one. No, I'm trying to think. I've loved the Godfather series. And I say this as a person who fucking loves the God. I love gangster movies though. The third one wasn't as good.
Can I also say one thing? She acted side by side with Jar Jar Banks.
Yeah, I saw that. Let me keep introducing here, and then
Okay,
you can
okay.
throw as much shade as you want on it.
I mean, we already talked about that.
Shady.
She's not a great actress.
But I will point out
Yeah.
why no Jetter picked her.
Okay, go for it.
Because it was her turn as a director.
Lost in Translation is the reason why you picked her, didn't you?
Oh hell yeah! That's if there's any movie that she's done, it was that movie that it, like established she was a great director, great screenwriter, great
so you're just gonna
director.
discount Virgin Suicides.
Ooh.
I
Ooh.
know I'm including that as well, but I'm saying Lost in Translation was like a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably my personal favorite out of all her movies.
Okay, personal favorite.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was probably one of the two movies. I've only seen The Virgin Suicides and Lost in Translation. Those are only two of her
I've
8
also
movies. I
seen
should.
Somewhere.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on the list. Yeah.
That one, I mean, it tries. It's not as good as Lost in Translation. It's not bad though. Let's just put it that way as far as that goes. But we're going to talk about some great people here in
Yeah.
a second.
So go ahead. So
good
yes.
may not be good enough.
We'll see. So. Thank you for pre-trashing on mine as I get the intro there, guys.
Sorry.
We still love you, Jetter.
Highly doubtful there, Mr. Shady Justice.
Oh, that's definitely doubtful.
What is your pick?
Well,
I'm sorry. He's gonna have to win with this one too. By the way.
I'm
Well,
going to go.
this
with
is the
first
expected
person.
winner.
So Sid came up with the topic, and one name popped into my head immediately, but I didn't choose it because we always let our guests choose first,
Yes.
and she did not, although
I
she
did
thought
mention
about
him.
it.
Yeah.
I'm going with Mr. Clint Eastwood.
Dun, 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 dun.
That is the old Republican that we talked about in the
Oh,
intro.
yes. Let's just we'll get to the views of Clint Eastwood and how it's not good,
Uh,
but
I guess.
the work is what I guess we're arguing. about.
So we know like Clint Eastwood's
So-
been an actor for years.
Years and years and years. I
Yes.
guess Clint Eastwood got his break in Rawhide.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
I can't do
Although, he literally was in things way before Rawhide. Small movies, this and that. And he's one of those that had to break through and work his way up. He does not have a family lineage. Now he does. I mean,
Yeah, his
his
son's
kids do.
doing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Because he is who he is. But he definitely had to work his way into that situation.
And he started directing in the 70s, by the way.
Correct. So his first actual movie was Play Misty for Me that he directed. Mm-hmm. It was in 1971. It's very interesting that we picked the two people we picked. Do you realize this? So, his second, he was a part of a documentary short called The Beguiled. And who is currently just wrapped production on The Beguiled? Sofia Coppola.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, though Clint's was just a documentary short way back when,
Yeah.
Sofia's doing a full-fledged
So
movie.
well, no, I won't get ahead of myself.
I would not
I
be
won't.
surprised if they'd actually been in contact over it.
I wasn't going to say that she took something he did and probably is going to make it better, but that's undetermined right now
documentary
because it's not
short.
out yet. It's not out yet. It's we just got to wait. We'll just go on what their current work is.
So, I mean, there are so many movies. There's Million Dollar Baby. There's Mystic River.
Mr. River's good.
There's
Letters to.
Letters from Iwo Jima. That is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is just the directing ones. Would you like to go over to the acting ones? And then
Present what you want.
There's his ability to do both, which then kind of leads into what your pick is trying to do.
Yes, my pick. And my pick is he started directing, and yes, it's a he. Actually, in the early 90s, he did a couple of short films, and one has haunted him for the rest of his life, as he liked to complain about 2 years ago. Anyway, so he doesn't have as long of a list as your picks are, but Ben Affleck, I think, does a surprising job as an actor turned director. He's done films such as The Town, Argo, Gone Baby, or Gone Girl, or some.
Gone Baby Gone. Gone Girl was the movie he was a actor in.
Yeah.
So he's done a really good job to me as a person who kind of gives you more of the everyday man story. Yes, surrounding Boston, but but I think he does a really good job telling that story and showing us without really having to over-explain things, the reason why you really do see it, and the actors that are chosen for these films, their motivation and everything else like that.
Can I say the name of that movie he does not enjoy being
Yes,
a part
please,
of?
because it is a
it's a
hilarious
very long
title.
name.
Yeah.
I killed my lesbian wife, hung her on a meth meat hook,
Meat hook.
and now I have a 3-picture deal at Disney.
Does anybody know what this short film is about?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to imagine the title is pretty much the description of the plot. I'm going out on a limb.
Pretty much. So this film, he actually directed the writers of this short film, and it's basically about a director and his wife. They basically are not doing pretty good. The director is trying to actually become a director, should I say? He's kind of starting out, and he wants to cast this woman by the name of Sophia in a place. Now, apparently, and I haven't watched this all the way through, but Sophia is having a relationship with the director's wife. And so the director, being misogynistic, does not like the fact that his wife is even interested in other women. So he hangs her on a meat hook and like basically kills her. Proceeds to audition with Sophia. Tries to basically start a relationship with Sophia. And meanwhile, the studio enjoys the piece that he's going to be directing, enjoys Sophia as actress, and so they gave him a 3-picture deal. And it's really weird. Now, like I said, I've only seen bits and pieces of this. I've not seen it all the way through, and I haven't seen it in quite a long time. So this is like me trying to like just read up on what it was.
Yeah, because literally he directed this in 1993.
Yes.
He did not direct another movie until 2007.
Yes.
That's a long period of time. 14 years.
So yeah.
And he did a pretty good job with Gone Baby Gone when he.
Yeah, I mean that's his first go. I guess technically it's his second go, but I mean that's one hell of a first.
But he did some stuff in between, like in short films that are not necessarily credited to him. Just trying things out. And he would have been directing Batman, as he is Batfleck, as you so kindly.
Batfleck.
No, Batfleck.
But he pulled out of that, so that's kind of sad news.
But he's still Batman.
But he's still
as
gonna
of
be
right
Batman.
now.
He's still
as
gonna
of
be,
right now.
He said he was going to continue playing the role.
We'll
Okay.
see.
We'll see.
Okay.
Typically, if
I'm
you get-
sure that will be another conversation
Hello, darkness,
on what
my
we
old
think
friend.
about Affleck as Batman.
Oh,
That would be
I
as cheerful as one.
I think it's perfectly well.
He plays a great older Batman, I have to say. I think.
An
Well, at least his
older,
Bruce
more,
Wayne is
more
awesome.
He's-
Dark Knight Returns inspired
Yeah,
Batman, where
definitely
he's
darker.
which is
He's an
it was the
let's put it
standout
this
of
way.
Batman v
He's an
Superman.
actual angry Batman.
He was the standout in Batman v Superman.
True.
I mean,
Then again, he
the
wasn't
guy.
really going
The guy
against
can act. He totally went against any expectations that people had for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Very easily.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I was a
We're going against
big
people's expectations, not against the other people in the film.
yeah.
No, yeah.
I remember when I heard it too, I was like, "This is BS. This is BS." You know, I went off on it a little bit. I was on that bandwagon that was like, "Nah, we hate this before we even see anything," and that was it. To then turn around at the theater and be like, "This was the best part of the movie," is a little weird. But you know what? I'm going to just say Martha, which is the universal safe word when talking about Batman v Superman. So let's go on with the rest of the conversation there.
All right, so now it's time to defend our own picks.
I don't
Defend
know
or
what to defend.
attack or whatever you want to do.
Jared, I
All
think
three
you should
are
start.
very. You say what?
I think you should start.
Why should I start?
I'm just before you guys keep because you guys are like giving each other the death glare, or at least there's a little tension. It's like, oh,
I've been waiting.
All right.
Sorry, you had to pick this topic. Sid.
yeah. So no,
fun.
I love this topic though.
I do. And by the way, we should talk about all the people we haven't said. 'cause
Exactly. There's a lot of
there's
good
a
ones.
are
Huge,
like this
huge
was
amount.
a difficult one to pick.
Yeah.
Like my first ones that came to my head were Clint Eastwood, John Cassavetes,
Yes.
Mel Brooks, Rob Reiner.
Rob Reiner, Penny Marshall, who I would
Yeah.
say is a better female director than Sophia.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But whatever.
There's a couple of them might be better than Sophia. But what went through your head? I mean, who like when you brought the topic, when Sid brought the topic to the table, who initially went through your head?
I wanted to pick something a little bit more, not obscure for obscurity's sake, but something that is really good quality stuff that would be a surprising pick. One that doesn't come to mind but has really good work. And I think if you phrase the question if you look at the question where the best person who transitioned from one to the other and did the better for it, I would say she fits that to the T because she was so bad in the Godfather series that when she then went behind the camera, between screenplays and between writing credits and directing credits, she turned out much better work.
Yeah.
And that's now what she's more known for. Right. And it's not like she was a one-hit wonder with Lost in Translation. She consistently has been doing some great stuff.
And then can you talk about who else you thought?
Besides
You
that,
brought up a couple of people. when
one
we were
that I
talking.
think would be interesting to just argue for their work and not so much them as a person would be Mel Gibson.
Yes.
Yep.
Absolutely. That was actually one I was thinking about switching to. for the sheer fact that like Apocalypto, like there's just Braveheart. He actually directed that,
Yeah.
and like he does a really good job. And I kind of wish he would just.
There's two heavy hitters we haven't really mentioned yet that you actually brought up. I'm trying to get to. That you
Who
thought
was
about.
it?
John Favreau.
John Favreau. Huh?
Yeah. Although, did we determine if he?
Yeah, that's where he gets a little.
Oh,
muddy
he
because
did-
Technically, he
Yeah.
directed and acted in Swingers, so you had to be an actor first.
But he did have a couple television credits.
Did have a couple television
But
credits.
was
Yeah.
he an established actor? Like when you
I-
hear his name, do you
Nah,
think actor?
when I hear John Favreau, I hear both. Because that's how
Yeah.
he started. He started as both, so he is both.
Yeah.
He is that guy that is both. Now that'd be a great conversation. I mean, like who started as both and who's really the best. But the other you mentioned was Ron Howard.
Yeah. Ron Howard, child actor turned actually really great director.
Yeah, really
Voice of the narrator in Arrested Development. I mean, he had some good picks. I think I just like the movies that Sophia did more than the other ones. So that's ultimately why I went
more
with her.
into that. Like why
Yeah.
you.
Because it's movies that are in that dramedy. And I hate saying that. It's like a mix of comedy and drama.
Are you
kinda
saying
stuff.
it's harder to make those movies?
No,
Yeah, okay.
When you can pull it off and pull it off well and you've got great actors with you, it can really shine. And that's what Lost in Translation really did. It had two really great actors in both Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, and the movie shined. Like without either one of them, that movie would have been not nearly as good as it turned out to be. And she also had the directing credits for something I really enjoyed, another one with Bill Murray, A Very Merry Christmas. That was the Netflix special. And that, you talk about a star-studded cast and like just going out there and doing something crazy and funny, and it worked.
Yeah. I mean, but it's not hard to be said. It's not hard to miss with Bill Murray. So that's
you
where
can miss with Bill Murray.
he hasn't missed much lately. Like, and by lately, I mean like 10 years plus. Like, the man has done great work
He has
for a while now.
a strong following,
Yeah.
a super strong following.
When
that he could.
When he didn't win Best Actor for Lost in Translation, I was pissed.
I think he could shit on a piece of paper, and everybody said that is awesome work. That is fantastic. The way it piled like that, it was awesome. The color, the texture. Seriously though,
Yeah,
Bill
no.
Murray,
Yeah.
he has such a strong following, and he is an awesome guy. Like, don't get, I love him as well. But I'm not a fanatic, but he has fanatics that I think would
There's
follow.
T-shirts with it. You walk around Austin, and there are people wearing Bill Murray T-shirts.
Yes.
So,
But
I
you wouldn't
mean,
be surprised if he gave those out himself. How many times he's
Also
been
true.
in Austin?
Yeah, also true. Because he serves drinks here all the time at different bars when he walks in.
I would say you were spot on with the 10-year mark because exactly 11 years ago was Garfield 2.
Ooh.
I know, I looked him up.
Although for the past 10 years, he's also been in a lot of Wes Anderson stuff. So
Yeah, I mean,
That's
Wes
a
has
good
brought
mix.
him along. Also, I think
But see-
Wes really opened him up.
see,
Wes did a good job
More
of,
dramatic.
yeah, like
Yeah.
bringing out real Bill Murray.
well, no, Bill.
So
I
it's
think
to credit for. Well, I mean, he
I
got
think he
lost there
always
for a
had
while.
it.
Well, yeah, he always had it, but he got lost there for a while in Hollywood.
I think it was more just getting the right director,
Yeah.
or the right screenplay
Which is
behind
Wes
him,
Anderson
Yeah.
did a
Wes
good job.
Anderson brought
as
him out.
well as Sofia Coppola.
Yes, but Wes did it first, and then Sophia saw it and saw what Bill could do.
That's what
I
you're going
don't
out
know
on.
what he's-
Yeah.
That's what you're going out on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a little gray area.
Remember that pile of shit you were talking about earlier?
Yes.
I think we just had one land right there in front of Murray.
Damn it,
Oh,
Gail.
wow.
Damn it.
Oh, wow.
Gail, you do that thing outside.
up.
Do you want to
Even
rub his nose in it, or
Jenny
do you want to
knows
rub
how
his
to
nose in it,
do
or do you want me to?
No, I mean,
Go ahead, go
you're
ahead. I mean,
Ethel.
tell-
Or are you No, you're totally Ethel. So, okay, for the listeners, my husband and I, we like to joke that Gail and Jetter, and David Jetter, are a married couple. And I thought of the perfect symbolic reference to that. They are Ethel and Fred from Lucy.
I don't quite know how to take it because it's been so long since I've seen I Love Lucy to
They
even
love
like.
each other, but they give each other so much crap. And the reason why I chose you to be the female is because you're more social and outspoken. Not saying you're not, but you are a grumpy old man in heart.
I am.
And that is Fred. Fred has a grumpy old man heart, but he loves to have fun and he loves to laugh as well. So this is why I've chosen the roles that I've chosen for you too. Because if you listen to this is the 14th one, like people should be able to go, oh, yeah, she has a point there. Like I could totally see that. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so you're deflecting from defending Bill
I am.
Ben Affleck.
I am.
'Cause you got a lot to defend there.
His directing career is fairly young. He only has like 5 movies, or 5 accredited.
Actually, his directing career so far is actually pretty good.
It is. It's very good. I mentioned the movies before, but The Town. I mean, you're following the story of a group of friends, and they're trying to pull off a bank heist. Like, it seems so stupid and so done before. But again, it's the everyman. You got to learn a little bit about each one of those, and that has very good character development. Now, I am a film minor, so I studied film. I studied film adaptations, especially. So that's why I'm like when it comes to from like Oh Boy and the new Oh Boy. Anyway, but like. He is kind of dark, but it has like an uplifting morale to it as well, so to speak. And so I think he did a lot of. I mean, the writing has to be there as well. I mean, he co-wrote, or half wrote, or a quarter wrote Good Will Hunting as well. So I mean, there's always that little thing between him and Matt Damon, but Argo is another really good piece. I can't speak for the other one because I haven't seen it yet. I just got it. I just haven't seen it yet. But Argo was really great as well. That is a time period piece, and he kind of stayed true to that. I didn't feel like I was not in that time period at all. Not with the language used, not with the way the characters' movements or anything else like that. We've all got quiet and stare at Gail.
So my one hit on Affleck is that he did become a producer well before he was a director.
So?
He worked with some amazing directors through that time. So
Learning.
this is the one thing he got to do that the other 2 didn't. They were kind of thrown in. More so. Now, thrown in by meaning, I guess they saw the people acting because I guess somebody had their dad.
Yeah, somebody
Help
had
them.
their dad to watch. Anyway, but isn't being an actor, you're working with these directors as well, and you can kind
True.
of pick up on things like that.
True. But seeing the producer side I feel gives an advantage to then becoming a director. To really be able to see what you can and cannot do.
So how's that a knock on him? How's that a knock
Because
on
he had a little bit
Sophia?
more experience.
He had an unfair advantage the other 2 didn't.
Sophia Coppola, I'm gonna
Well-
assume, grew up in film and knowing all about
Well,
film.
they
so
both did actually.
Well, I mean, and if oh yeah, go ahead, continue.
Yeah,
continue.
because Ben Affleck grew up in film too.
yeah, he grew up in film.
yeah,
And we watched him specifically grow up.
from Mallrats to present day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To Angry Batman.
to Angry Batman.
Yeah, he's
Angry
gone
Bruce
from
Wayne.
sweet innocent Ben Affleck to Angry Batman. So that has something to say about that. It just kind of
But here's my knock against Clint Eastwood. Now, he is a fantastic director as well. I am not going to deny that. But do you think time has given him more of an advantage than the other 2?
guaranteed. But at the same time, here's my argument against time: is that he's kept doing it. Because there's plenty of people on this list who has started it down that road,
Yeah.
and then they couldn't keep it up.
But you're trying to compare somebody who's more ultimately at the end of his career with Clint Eastwood versus
True.
2 people who are really just have shown that they demonstrated that they know what they're doing and they're going to have a huge body of work probably by the time they're done.
And they're
True.
more selective in the pieces. Like, there is a lot of early Clint Eastwood in films that are kind of, like, directed films that are kind of, for the time, I say, for the time that they were directed and produced. So I feel like
I don't know. I
He
mean,
has
I
an
think I
advantage for
feel
that.
like Clint hit as early as you guys did.
Like
your
within the
picks
past like 10, 15 years.
So you
I'm
would
saying
say in
it's
like the
early
first
from-
5 films, he had two like
Yeah.
at least two big time ones. So looking at his first 5 films outside of a documentary short, Play Misty for Me, High Plains Drifter, Breezy, The Elger Sanction, and The Outlaw Josie Wales.
I've only
Yeah,
seen.
the Outlaw Josie Wales was incredible.
I haven't seen.
Still
I only
one
seen a
of the
little
best
bit of
westerns out
Breezy. Breezy was his first western, I believe, right?
there. No, High Plains Drifter was, and
Oh,
High
okay,
Plains
sorry.
Drifter was very good as well.
Yeah, that was in
I
1973.
mean, he stuck to what he knew. Mm-hmm. But that's probably he had to stick to what he knew because that's the only way he could get funded. 70s were a little different on the movie style. as they
70s
are
were for
now.
westerns what today's cinema is for superhero movies.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Also, I mean, it was an entirely different funding style. Someone had to really give you. There's no the Kickstarter thing. There's no.
Hey, don't-
there's no.
don't.
There's not as big of a name recognition
Yes,
funding in the 70s.
true, true.
They didn't just.
Actually, I would say I would discredit that because John Cassavetes, he did a lot of he loved directing, and he was totally opposite of method acting. He liked a lot of improv acting. That was one of the things that he loved to see in his.
well, when he was a
directing.
director, when he
Yes.
was an actor, he was a method actor.
He was a method because that was the standard acting style at the time. Now he did a lot of just acting in movies just to get funds for his movies.
movies, yeah.
And people were like,
mean,
oh well, it's it's John Cassavetes. He's a great Greek actor, which Greek. Woo. So I think that kind of helped out with that too. So I'm just saying that there's
Yeah,
kind of
and
an
that's
opposite of
where
that.
we do have. It's hard to compare my guy against yours because you guys did pick two very young,
Yes.
young in their careers. Let's put it that
Youngins.
way. Ben Affleck isn't exactly that young, but he's got a long way to go, probably.
Oh yeah, he's going to probably be directing some really good
Oh,
stuff.
I mean,
long
he's
before.
got what 7 director credits so far. He's probably going to end his career somewhere in the 20s or
Yeah,
above.
absolutely.
I
If he
mean,
gets the
we got a
opportunity to.
long body of work.
Yeah.
Body of work, probably. I mean, let's hope.
to go.
Hopefully he still makes good stuff. It doesn't fall off. But so then you got to look to Clint Eastwood with some of the other old time, and most of them there's a very small group that has directed that many movies
Yes.
that people would be willing to go to that man. I mean, even look to the latest. Look who he's been in his films lately. I mean, they're just you go to the heavy hitters of heavy hitters
Yeah.
lately, and that's where Clint goes. Now, unfortunately, Clint is the only one of this group that doesn't have anything currently
In production.
in pre-production, production,
Yeah,
or anything.
15, 17 to Paris.
Yep, that is what I say. That is listed as pre-production. I mean, his latest movie
Oh,
was
it is
Sully.
new.
Sully was the last one he
Sully
did.
with Tom Hanks.
I would say though, working in the same time span, where if you look at Sophia, since the start of her career as a director in '99 with Virgin Suicides, since that time, comparing Clint Eastwood's work to her work, I would say she's had better films than he's had in that
I
time
would say
period.
she had more indie type of films.
Yeah,
like, not
'cause it's a
necessarily
different
mainstream.
culture.
Not necessarily.
The 70s.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about
mean, the
his
way-
movies that he's done since
but the way the
'99.
movie was made, there's more advantages lately to making that film with the indie culture that Sid was bringing up.
Yeah.
That wasn't there when Clint started.
I'm not talking about early in his career. I'm talking about since '99.
Since 99.
Since '99, she's had a better body of work than he has.
I disagree.
I actually would have to disagree with that as well. I mean, like I said, since 99, we have Mystic River. I'm just going the ones that I've seen. I'm just listening to the ones that I've seen. Mystic River, $1 Million Baby, Flags of Our Father, Letters from Iwo Jima, The Changeling, Jersey Boys, J. Edgar. Oh my God, Leo in that movie was fantastic. American Sniper, even though I don't like the premise of that movie.
Yeah.
That's personal preference there, but it was still well done. Bradley Cooper did a really good job in that. Invictus.
Invictus was good.
There is
He made Matt Damon look good, but so did Ben Affleck.
yeah. So there's like
Matt Damon looks good because he's Matt Damon. He doesn't need a director or anybody to like do that.
Sometimes. We'll get into that later.
The Wall of China. I'm not even gonna watch it. Okay, so I don't. There's
don't
nothing
care.
that can make that good.
White savior trope.
Exactly. Last Samurai. Anyone? Anyway, there. I honestly think Clint Eastwood did what. His films are way better than Sophia's. I'm sorry. I'm voting for. If it's between you two, I'm voting for Gal. Justice has this.
If I'm gonna go between Sophia and Ben, it's a hard choice for me.
Yes, because it's pretty much the same amount of credits.
Yeah, same amount of credits. I mean, Sophia's got a couple more underneath her belt.
Affleck's is more mainstream. Sophia's is more.
It's really
indie.
for me. The two best for them, I feel, is Lost in Translation and Gone Baby Gone.
Yeah, so it's
Argo I really like as well. See, he's got two really standout ones, and she's got two really standout ones. Virgin Suicides is
just it's
nailed
phenomenal.
the scene,
Phenomenal.
like blew her up, and that's where I think I'll have to go with her because we didn't see Sophia coming.
I could kind of give you that. I feel
Like it's Virgin Suicide. Like she blasted onto the scene with one hell of a movie.
she did.
And then
Ben,
Lost in Translation
I don't
pretty
know,
much said, hey, it's not a one-note thing.
Ben, I hate to say it, but we kind of saw it coming. I mean, a little bit.
Did we see it kind of coming though?
I mean,
like
but
we've known,
he had
we've known
all
about
that
this-
produced. That's where I go.
We
into
knew he
producer
would like
crediting.
become a director, but we didn't think the movies that he would do would be
as good as they were.
well as they were.
Yeah,
he's,
true.
To me, he was a kind of a surprise director, kind of like Angelina Jolie.
True.
Angelina Jolie, phenomenal actress, even though she doesn't really do really great movies. But the ones that she is in, I think she acts the hell out of them as she can, considering the script and everything else. But things like Unbroken, have you guys seen that yet? It's really, really good. I purely watched it, not because it's an Angelina Jolie directed movie, but there is a Japanese singer by the name of Miyagi in it. And he was here by South by. That was awesome. Anyway, very, very beautifully directed. And it involves like World War II and all this other stuff. Definitely something that you guys should check out. But again, she's kind of one of those like, oh, you can do this too? Not bad. I think that's how Ben Affleck is. And I think, at least, comparing Ben Affleck and Jolie, I think Affleck's going to have a more mainstream following while Jolie's doing more. I think she's following a little bit of Sophia, kind of having like these sleeper movies that are really, really good, but not necessarily mainstream, will be indie.
I'll say this. Our two are more comparable because our people write and direct and do everything behind the scenes. Clint Eastwood doesn't have a writing credit to his name here, from what I'm seeing. Director credits, producer credits, acting credits, but nothing where he's writing.
That's an old school style, where you did get an entire team together.
But he does have composer credits.
Yes.
He's got composer credits for
Yes,
what?
he does.
J. Edgar.
Yep.
Hereafter.
So that's where where he
Changeling.
does like Clint Eastwood is into music, and so he's into scores and things like that. I think that has to do.
He's also into talking to chairs. So
it was a art piece. I'm not defending it. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say, if that's an art piece by him, I can see why he hasn't had a writing credit to his name.
The man as a man, as I said before, I do not agree with any of the man's statements. Normally, he is kind of a gun freak, and then a Trump supporter. So I do not defend the man in that case at all. But
okay, this is how I feel. We can go on forever.
yeah.
We can literally go on. We can name other people that have done really good jobs, being an actor, director. There's a lot we didn't talk about. A lot of people that we didn't mention. We need a vote. We just need to decide who's the winner.
Yeah, Jetter. What's the vote?
I I don't enjoy Eastwood's movies nearly as much as I do the Ben Affleck ones so far. Like, if I look at it honestly, like westerns aren't my thing. Okay, that's fine. That's like what he's known for. But I have seen his movies. The more popular one, the Unforgiven. But I just was like, meh, I don't care. Like, anything else that he's done, it's always been. It feels like it's to stroke patriotism a little bit, and I just those kind of movies I don't enjoy. Like Patriots Day, I know he didn't do that, but I watched that movie and it just felt like oh, patriotism, all that fun stuff, and the movie itself was okay. I more listened to it because of the music, because Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross did the score for it.
I disagree with you totally, but
like Gran Torino.
it's like one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's about it. Mystic River wasn't a very. I don't feel like they went down that road, and
J. Edgar, American Sniper, Sully.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. It's very patriotic. I
Late,
will agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's very
And
late
it's like
in their career.
that again is like I don't like those kind of movies
That's fair.
to a degree.
That's fair. Yeah.
So it's
I mean, I didn't really get into American Sniper either.
and the big twist with like $1 Million Baby, like from what I saw, like it was a pretty standard like boxing movie, but it was okay. Like there's nothing he's done that I've seen that really like blew me out of the water. Like if I were to take one movie of his and like have it forever in a DVD or something, there's not anything there I could really connect with.
Ooh,
Fair.
that is a
Fair.
fair assessment.
Okay.
Oh, that was my turn to defend.
I mean, no. We all
Whereas-
kind of picked, right?
Whereas like Gone Baby Gone, I really enjoyed that. Like that out of what I've seen by Affleck, The Town is also really good.
The Town was really. The Town to me is not. To me, it's not as good as Argo and Gone. And like I said, I haven't seen the other one. I have to totally watch it.
I wasn't really that into Gone Baby Gone. I was more into Argo. If I'm gonna choose, that's why, and that's why I chose Sophia. I think is because Virgin Suicides I'm not that into, but I understand how groundbreaking, like bam, it hit the scene.
Yeah.
But of course, Lost in Translation.
Yeah.
Bill's our guy.
Man.
Bill and ScarJo. I mean,
Oh yeah, and there's ScarJo. Can't forget.
yeah. So if that's what I'm looking at for my pick, that's where I would go with Ben Affleck.
Okay.
I didn't even realize this, but The Virgin Suicides was also written by Sophia.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to go with Sophia.
Okay. Sophia wins.
Sophia wins. You were making fun of it.
Oh, geez.
I mean, I totally discount every idea that you had about Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, yeah.
Unforgiven is a way better movie than anything Ben Affleck has ever made. And almost, I would say 90% of our audience would agree.
Oh,
But
we need the sad Affleck meme come up right now, the GIF.
Yeah. That'll be the tag instead of the Jet Theory logo. It's just Sad Affleck.
Yeah, sad
Sad
Affleck.
Affleck.
Sad Affleck.
So, Sophia wins.
Sophia wins.
Sophia wins.
Yay!
You weren't expecting that, I don't think.
No, I mean, I was. I
was
didn't.
not.
Honestly, I threw it out there because I knew like has a couple of really good movies that really connect, and it's like it is the start to
I also
a longer career
think
down the line.
Sid kind of touched on it earlier. There is a couple of female directors that may be better than Sophia.
Oh yeah, Penny Marshall to me.
Penny Marshall's
I don't
badass.
really
What's,
care too much of her movies.
What movies has she done? I know the name is really familiar, but I'm blanking on.
So she was she got her start. I mean, her acting career, I guess.
Yeah.
Laverne and Shirley.
Okay.
From there, she hit with Big.
Yep.
Okay.
1988 with Tom Hanks.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
A League of Their Own.
Yeah.
Oh.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
So Tom Hanks, her and Tom. But
Which
again, that's where Tom took off was Big.
Yeah.
So she helped Tom take off. So that's huge because look at Tom's career since.
I mean, technically, Sophia really put ScarJo on the map.
Yep, she did.
Like Scarlett Johansson was there in a couple of really good things, like Ghost World, with Thorma
that
Birch.
right there
Yeah.
was your hit. I was expecting to come at Clint.
Ooh.
Clint never skyrocketed anyone's career. if you look back. He already took pre-done things and he rearranged them a
I
little
mean, he's
bit.
worked with like
Well, I mean, okay, I guess that's where the point was sort of made with like his body of work. It's nothing he himself has created.
Well, that's no.
But
Well,
it's his
no, no.
interests.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
no, but he has. But he also, if you notice, he produces a lot of. So he doesn't write the script. He produces and directs. That's his style.
Yeah.
So he's not writing the details necessarily of the story, but it's his idea. Where Clint is like, he's just. I feel like Clint's more like he took the father figure to an extreme while being that the director and producer.
Well, I mean, don't give
top-level
producing
control.
too much credit. Producing can also just mean help funding the movie.
Yeah, no, but there's a difference between executive producer and producer.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's where you got to kind of read into which one of that. Although IMDb just puts it as producer, knock on IMDb. Separate the two.
Well,
Who funded and who really did the work as producing.
IMDb could do a lot more updates. I hate the fact that they are the Internet Movie Database, because there's a lot more info we can get.
Yeah, not full complete picture that you're seeing with some
Exactly.
of it.
So
All right. Well, that's that. Can we talk a little bit about Austin and this awesome festival that just passed?
you saw Patton Oswalt.
I saw Margaret Cho, Chris Hardwick, Jay Farrow, Ali Wong from the big hit Baby Cobra. Netflix like blew her out of the water, like basically, and Patton Oswalt. Those are the big namers that I saw. The headliners. But I saw people like Dana Gould, Brian Hussein. I saw
A
Michelle
Mr. Murrin
Wolf.
lookalike?
Yes. Oh my God. So Brian Hussein.
Like how you say it like that. He's my lookalike.
We were walking to the Paramount Theater on Congress, which is just past 7th Avenue. And there's currently construction. And so there's like this little half sidewalk that they built just so you can get through the construction site. And Dre and I are walking through this, and who rounds the corner? Fucking Brian Hussein. As if nothing. Like I've seen a lot of celebrities in my day. Like I really have. I've gone to a lot of festivals. I've done interviews with celebrities. I've done pictures. Celebrities be seen like walking past Elijah Wood like it's not fucking nothing.
Yep.
Brian Hussein, I literally was like, oh my God. And I was just like, hello, sir. And he's like, hey, how's it going? And he just kept walking. I was just like, oh my God, Brian Hussein just walked past me.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Like that whole Sasquatch bit he does is absolutely fucking true. Like he looks like like he walks like him. He's kind of like his head down, shoulders up type of.
I still have to watch the Netflix special he has, the
come on.
Fartist.
Yeah,
on.
so
It's
I did see
it's
him.
in my list. Like I've got seriously like 30 different comedy specials I got to watch of all different people.
He came through Austin on that tour, and I did see him at Cap City.
Oh yeah, he comes basically every December at Cap
Yeah.
City. So there's opportunity to see him. But yeah, like so Dre and I we bought a specialist badge, which is like right beneath the VIP pass that you can get. And so this gets you 3 reserved seats for headliners. And you choose whichever headliners you want. There's generally about 6 to 7 headliners. And then you get standby line. And honestly, so we reserved Jay Farrell, Ali Wong, and Patton Oswalt. For shits and giggles, past the time the show's supposed to start, we're like, hey, let's go see if we can get to Chris Hardwick. Let's go see if we can get to Margaret Cho. We got front row seats, legit front row seats for Margaret Cho.
Nice.
We are with VIP people, and it was awesome. Chris Hardwick, we actually got second row seats.
Yeah, some
but-
of my other friends got
Yeah.
to see Chris Hardwick. That's one I would have liked to see.
It was too much in the front, and he had already started his set that we actually didn't go into those particular seats that we had, which would have been center second row. So we hung out in the back. There was a
he didn't
couple
make
of
fun of
those
you.
seats. Yeah, exactly. Because he was in the audience. He was doing a lot of crowd work. But it was awesome. We got to see those, and then we did a lot of these side shows. There was after parties every night. And so last night, the after party, which is like the final after party, I got a picture with the Sklar brothers, the twins. They're awesome.
So that was, yeah.
I saw them like literally 3 nights. I walked up to him and I was like, "Look, I've seen you every freaking night. I need to get a selfie finally." They're like, "Yeah, sure." And so I believe it was Jason. He was like, "Where do you want us?" And I was like, "I haven't heard that since this morning." They were like, "Hey, like they laughed at my fucking corny ass joke. So I got a picture with them. I saw this other guy named Chris Porter, which is a lot of kind of almost unknown people.
Yeah, that's
Big
what
J.
Moontower is really good for.
Yeah.
I found a lot of people. There's actually one dude who opened for Jay Farrell by the name of Josh Johnson. Skinny ass black dude. I saw him walking too after the show. He just filmed his Comedy Central Presents. The
They
night
still
before.
do Comedy Central
They
Presents?
still do Comedy
Yes,
Central
they do.
Presents.
I guess not having cable, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
So there's a lot of like kind of unknown, semi-known Melissa Villasenor, the new SNL cast member. I saw her like 3 times because she just happened to be at the club that I was at. A lot of unknowns, a lot of people that are getting TV shows, a lot of people who are just getting their Comedy Central Presents. A lot
or
of
their Netflix special.
or their Netflix specials. Yes, it was fantastic. I'm gonna do it again next year. I'm gonna do it again the year after until I leave Austin, and I'm gonna have wrinkles when I get old because I enjoyed myself.
They're laugh
thoroughly.
wrinkles. It's cool.
So the special is that just like $250 per person, but
That's not bad for all that you got.
you get 3 reserved seats, like your seats, and then you get standby line. You get 4 drink tickets. You get club access, podcast access, free downtown parking if you don't already have it. I already have downtown parking for free, so I didn't have to worry about that.
Bonus.
Bragger.
My job is awesome. And all these other perks, and get pre-sale badges for next year, everything else like that. And this includes shows at Cap City if you're going to head up that way. I didn't this year. Last year I went to a Cap City show to see Rachel Feinstein. Didn't go this year because I just basically stayed downtown for the festival. It was fucking awesome. It was really awesome. It was sponsored by Laughly, which I guess I'll give them a little bit of a plug. Laughly is a new mobile app that is think Spotify for comedy.
Ah, okay. Good. Because I have Amazon Prime Music, and they don't have like a genre. Like they've got rock, they've got classical, all that. They don't have one for comedy, but there are a lot of comedy albums on there.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. Like that's how I get into comedians.
See, I do that for Spotify. Spotify has a comedy mood, and so you can just go through that. But Laughly is just pure straight comedy. I kind of listened to it a little bit today. You get if you participate or got one of their little flyers, you get like a free month of ad free. I did ad, which is a lot of ads, I will have to say.
Oh, it's one of those ones where blown over ads. Okay.
I was like, every 2-3 tracks, you're going to get an ad, 1 or 2. So it kind of sucks on that point. But I'm trying to give it a try. You know, they were one of the major sponsors for the Moontower Comedy Fest, and I figured I would give any of the sponsors a chance because I want to keep this coming. This is a great opportunity. I highly recommend if you love to laugh, you love watching live comedy. I've seen so many comics in a row. I've seen Dave Chappelle twice. I'm going to Chris Rock next week. I was debating on seeing Daniel Tosh this upcoming weekend. There's
Seen Tosh, yeah.
There, I see live comics like big names, Anthony Jeselnik, anything, everybody, all the time. And so I'm mad at myself for not jumping on the Moontower Comedy Fest badge sooner. I'm really mad that I was here for 2 years and not doing it.
See, if I knew about it far enough ahead of time and I did plan it out, that's something I would have done with my Christmas bonus. Would be to get one of those passes because it'd be so well worth it.
Yeah.
Like that's the live comedy. Yeah, something I've enjoyed and haven't seen recently. Dave Chappelle as well.
Yeah.
Went to the comedy. Cap City, like on my birthday last
Yes,
year,
we
like
did
stuff
one
like
for your
that.
birthday. And we need to go more often, honestly. So.
Well, there's a bunch of names that I'd want to see, but it just, I don't know if it's just because it's Austin or what, but the price of tickets can sometimes just be ridiculous.
Yes, that's true. Depending on who it is and who's coming out, and where they're going to be. Are they going to be at the Moody Theater, at the ACL Theater? Are they going to be at Cap City?
Yeah.
Are they going to be at Paramount?
The smaller the theater.
The cheaper it is.
Well,
Semi.
depends on if they
Chris-
go big and small. then if it's Chris Rock in Moody Theater, that ticket's going to be expensive.
Chris Rock at Bass
Yeah.
Hall, it was about $60.
Ay,
Yeah,
caramba.
and that's a huge hall, by the way.
Yeah. Stephen Lynch is coming out next week, the week after next, excuse me, May 4th. May 4th be with you. I forgot how much his tickets are, but he'll be at the Paramount Theater. We get a lot of live comedians here in Austin, and
I keep looking for like, because I'd want to see Louis C.K. would be one I'd want to see, but that'd
he
be
was here last year for
expensive.
the Moontower.
I'd want to see what's his name, Louis Black. I'd want to see him live at one point.
Yes.
I mean, if we're going down that route, I'd also want to see Bill Burr.
I saw him live 2 years ago here in Austin.
How was that?
He's
He's very animated. I love
He
it.
is super animated, and he just goes off on these rants. And depending on how long the rants are, like at first it's like ha 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 ha, and then I felt like, damn, dude, you have issues with this. Maybe you need to see some help about that.
No, this is material. It makes people laugh and gets me
Exactly.
paid. So I'm just gonna.
But you know, I like literally, I see big name comedians, Moontower Comedy Fest. Highly recommend. Go to the Paramount Theater website. That's the biggest sponsor of it. They will have information about it. Do it. If you like live comedy,
Just pre-purchase tickets for next year now.
yeah. If they're once they're available, do it.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, who would be someone that you haven't seen yet that you would want to see?
Eddie Murphy.
Does he still do stand-up?
Not recently, but there's been rumor that he might come back. And if he does, I would fucking love it if he comes back. It depends on the game. His SNL brief appearance for their
Yeah.
40th was kind of good, kind of not.
It felt lacking. Like
Yeah, it felt lacking. Didn't really have the passion. Like you think about Raw and everything else like that. I didn't really have passion. So I'm hoping if he does, he'll
like his
bring
movie
it
career, it sort of just
taint a little bit. I like Amy Schumer. I won't be jumping at it
after
to go
this
see
last
her.
special, I saw the Netflix
I
special.
couldn't even finish it.
Same here. It was.
That leather special bullshit.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
like. She's like just essentially a comedian that has like one note, like Carlos Mencia. And I don't know
Yes.
if it's like because like you have your Comedy Central show and you got to focus a lot of your creativity on that, or you just find that your comedy works better when it's in that group writing kind of environment.
It's a one-tone thing. I
Yeah.
saw Rachel Feinstein last year, which is who's best friends with Amy Schumer, and I love her CD. Rachel Feinstein CD, like I think Horrors Wear Purple or something like that. That was what she was going to name it. It went for jokes. But seeing her live was actually slightly disappointing, I think, because she did a lot of material from the CD. And that is one problem about the festival, because you could potentially see these artists 2 or 3 nights. And sometimes they will just do the same jokes, which is not good for festival style comedy.
Yeah, but some of them only have that one bit.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're going on. They have a routine, and that works across the country.
It worked, absolutely.
But when you're going to be spending a couple days in one spot, it's like,
But also, I mean, you gotta know comedians kind of sometimes work where they build up to what they consider the special.
Yes.
So they do go across the country doing the same this or that, and so maybe they're just on their country tour and going through the festival, and that's where.
But if you're doing multiple
unfortunate.
nights in a short span, like it's not like it's you're not like Jim Gaffigan. He was out here this year, also for the Moontower Comedy Festival, but his was a paid ticket. Across the
Also, he
board.
canceled.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, had a family
realize.
issue.
ouch.
That sucks.
Sucks for the people going.
But he that's you have multiple shows, same place. Yeah, do your same bit. Nobody's gonna go multiple times.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you do really love that person. But when you're hitting up 3 or 4 clubs and it's all within the same festival and it potentially could be the same people, switch it up a little bit. Just a little bit.
Or work the crowd a little bit more.
Right.
Like get them involved, just so that gives you a little bit of improvisational
Exactly.
feel. Yeah.
Josh Johnson, like I said, is a skinny-ass black dude who opened up for Jay Farrell, which surprisingly Jay Farrell was funnier than he was on his last comedy album. But anyway, so Josh Johnson, I saw him when he opened for Jay Farrell and then for a New York Finest, like basically all these comedians from New York. One or two jokes were the same. Otherwise, completely different set.
Because he knew just, okay,
Absolutely.
same crowd probably. Let's just work on
Just
some other
work
stuff
on
and
it.
just see what works.
Also, I saw Brian Callen from Mad TV. He was hilarious. I don't know how to describe him. It's best to see a picture of him. I can't think of it. He's like very energetic. He's like jumping around, kind of doing a lot of cuts and da, da, da. He was really funny. There was a goddamn comedy jam. So comedians would come up, tell a few jokes, tell a story, and then perform a song with a live band. Apparently unrehearsed. And so he was pretty fun watching that. Margaret Cho was doing it again on the. Oh Jesus!
Yeah. Sorry.
The same night she did her show. But yeah, I love going to comedy shows. I've seen George Carlin before he passed away, which was awesome.
I unfortunately missed out on seeing him.
I'm so
kicked
glad
myself.
You know who I got to
do so.
see?
Who?
Robin Williams.
If somebody could come back from the dead to do that, I would love to see.
Never forget that.
I would love to see Ellen DeGeneres as well.
Really, Ellen?
Yeah,
Does she still tour?
not anymore.
I don't believe so.
No,
was gonna say, with,
but
like-
I listen to her live stand-ups, her CDs, and I still laugh. It's a wholesome because she makes fun of herself mostly.
Yeah.
Which is a very different type of comedy style. Jim Gaffigan actually kind of does that too.
Yeah, it is.
And so does Brian Posehn, but it's enjoyable, and I would love to see her. I've seen. I couldn't even. I've seen Tim Meadows.
Tim Meadows would have been fun.
I've seen D.L. Hughley. I've seen a lot of like recognizable names.
I'm trying to think outside of recently outside of Chappelle. Well, we were there together in Bloomington when we saw
Who was it?
Mr. Samuel Powers. Screech.
Oh, actually, I don't think I went to that show.
That's kind of funny. Like I knew I say his name, you
watched
guys
Full
like
House.
stare at me blankly, and then you say,
I'm like,
I
who
see the
the
name, and you're
hell
like,
is
oh,
You watch Saved by the Bell and Full House and all those cheesy stuff.
yeah,
Which I used to watch as a child.
yeah.
Yep.
This is
And
where I'm like remembering it from, except for Saved by the Bell because I watched that.
Recently.
Yeah.
And Fuller House recently.
Fuller House different than Full House.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's missing two people because they won't be on it. But you know all about them. Cue different episode.
But going back to people I would love to see, Bob Saget. It would be another person
Yes,
I would love to
I
see.
would have loved to have seen Bob Saget live because that, as raunchy as
As
old
he
Bob
is.
is.
God,
Oh
I love
yeah,
that.
that'd be so
I did
entertaining.
get to see Dave Coulier live, and that was horrible,
Oh,
in my opinion.
was he just? It was just not
It was awful.
funny or just awkward.
Awful. It's because I did run the comedy club there for a while, and Dave Coulier came through. Now the one I really liked was Janine Garofalo.
Yes, I have seen her at a
Yeah, she
festival.
still does a
It
lot of
was
touring.
Really good. I loved her live. I love her live.
She's also a pretty awesome human behind the scenes. Whereas
she
Dave
looks like-
Coulier was not.
See, now with him, I got the chance to see. I was at the diner at Wesleyan campus. One of my friends was like the manager there, and he did a show at Wesleyan, and this was like 01, 02. And he came down into the restaurant, and just him and his wife, and he just had a beer and just was really just chilling at the bar,
Yeah.
not saying anything much to anyone, and then just off he went.
It's,
Who?
Dave Coulier.
Yeah, that's him. But if you actually had to go and deal with him, yeah, that's where I got like, oh, okay, man, that's cool. I'm just gonna leave you alone.
there
Okay.
was a
Very descriptive there.
Well, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to trash. That's where we're not gonna trash talk
Okay.
down into someone.
Why not?
Because that's where it gets into personal stories that get weird.
Gail doesn't want to reveal any information about himself, and so any personal stories like that get nixed. Oh, now his face is turning red. Do you see that?
My face always turns red, Jetta.
So,
This one is even different shade.
well, you both are actually turning red, to be honest, as the only tan person on this
Yeah, that's
bar.
not fair. That's not fair.
Thanks to my biracial loving parents, because both my parents are actually biracial of some sort. One's mostly a white mix, the other one is an Indian black mix. So yeah, that's why I can't really say I'm biracial. I have to say I'm multiracial.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for the melanin.
Melatonin?
No, melanin.
Melanin.
You also take melatonin?
I don't know what the fuck that is. Oh wait, that's the sleeping aid, right?
Yeah.
Supposed sleeping aid.
It doesn't do shit for me. I swear to
Doesn't work for anyone. It's one of those
brain stuff.
yeah, placebo effect kind of thing going
Yes.
on, but it's it's something that starts with the letter H. Not home remedy. There's
Holistic.
yes, that's it.
Ooh, I know big words.
I was thinking the big word. Any last things you want to say there, Sid?
I may be weird, but I'm really an awesome person. And you should follow me on Instagram at Sid East. That's SYDEAST. Follow me on Kakao. We can talk. Look me up. Neesdees, NEESDEES at Gmail. And well as look for our meetup group, All Things Korean. Yeah, that's basically it.
That'll be it. All right. Any final thoughts from the one they call Murrin?
Oh, Jesus.
Got lucky, Jetter. You won. You won the battle for once.
I think my deductive reasoning skills and arguing skills are really coming
that's
No, it's
in
not
handy.
totally not you.
That's
It's totally not you.
that's it, right?
I'm taking credit for my wins, damn it. Not that I really care, and I'm not counting. I think you're counting.
Not really. I act like I'm counting.
Bitches, I want to eat some
Talk
fucking
big.
wings.
I know,
Shut
let's
the
go eat
fuck
some
up.
Alrighty then. Well,
Spray it,
like
Jetter.
always,
Start spraying
start spraying what?
all that media.
Well, pretty much like right now, you can leave, and I can just start
I know.
plugging away
I
here.
want to hear you start though.
Exactly.
You want to know who to follow?
Yes. I wanna
Like,
know
for
who to
example,
follow.
if you want to find us on any of social media, it's Jet Theory Radio, JETT Theory Radio. That's Instagram. That's Twitter. We got a YouTube page where we'll probably be having some more videos coming out here
What else,
soon. There
dude?
for
Don't you
everything.
have something on the facepalm book?
On the Facebook thing, yeah.
On the face
On
Kindle-
the Facebook.
On the body Kindle thing website? What is that,
The
Jetta?
body candle thing.
Facebook, get it? Stop it.
Facebook, body candle. Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry, a little
Cut
slow on the
this.
pickup there.
Cut it. Do it.
We also got the Facebook fan page. We are right now, as of this recording, sitting at 49 likes.
Come
49
on, bitches.
likes. There's like
Keep liking this
one
shit.
more. Who's going to be the 50th one? Actually, probably at the 100th one, I am going to do something. There's going to be some prize or something to give it out. I don't know, like a T-shirt or something. So yeah, that it should entice people to go ahead and start liking the Facebook page. Also subscribe, YouTube, share the videos of anything that you like. And I think the website, jettheoryradio.com. That's pretty much it.
Biographies will be up soon. I just have to interview
Yes.
the one they call
Marin.
Justice. Oh, such a stupid name. Look forward to some
Yeah.
updates, guys.
Yeah, we'll start. There's going to be some more material going out there soon besides just the posts for the podcast and stuff like that. More original work. There's going to be some interesting times there on the website soon.
There'll also be images. We're gonna get some photo albums up there as well. Anytime you see Jet Theory Radio, we're gonna ask that people submit some images.
And I believe James, take us home.
Jet Theory Radio.